Looking
All right.
dapper.
It is time for us to begin. So, I think we're ready. I think the audio is balanced. If it is not, just let me know in chat once we get into the game, and I'll adjust as necessary. Again, if this goes up on YouTube as VODs, then I will have gone to the effort of rebalancing everything. And just in case it does, you know, we've got most of the screen bling has been turned off, so it's a little bit more of a pleasant experience when watching it after the fact as well. And thank you so much to L Young for gifting a sub to the Jittery James. 4 gift subs on the channel so far. Thank you so much. Jittery James, you have L Young to thank for your access to the Dapper motes. So please, by all means, use them to show your gratitude. But that's it. It's time for us to start. Leafin is going to be starting the game alongside. That's actually pretty cool. Also, you're probably going to do a better job because I'm fairly certain you've got more experience than me, given that this is basically blind. It is time to begin. Right, we're not going to go through the tutorials. We're going to go straight into a new game. So much has changed. So much has changed. Right, here are our gods then. Most of them are locked, because unlike my my stream playthrough, I haven't spent an age getting all of that sorted. Though I am noticing the clicking sound is fairly loud. Should I turn that down before we get too much into it? Let me know in chat if that's a little bit too much. Yeah, I will absolutely do multiplayer at some point at Temp Hawk. Okay, so we've got Zvanya, Hors, Lada, Our Lady Lada, Marovit, not familiar with many of those, actually, Svarog, Triglav, Naya, and Stribog, and Zoroya. Well, Zoroya we're familiar with, Lada we're familiar with. We're also familiar with Svarog, but many of the gods and goddesses here we are not familiar with from Thea 1 now. Some of them may just be operating under a different name. Apparently, I could unlock this one. It's got a different kind of lock on it. Unlock 3. So I could possibly unlock that one, but either way, we're going to go with Zoroya, I think. Let's have a quick look though. God cards, 1 favorable wins, domain harmony, domain light, 4 domain neutral. Now these are cards that we can use to kind of prime our deck in the start of the game, from what I understand. Thank you very much, Shadow, for the resub there. 15 months in a row. It's amazing how time flies. Keep up the great work. I will do my best. I will do my best. 1 Warcry. Every time an enemy character comes into the battlefield, the delay of your character standing on the battlefield is reduced. That will actually be quite a powerful one. Domain Turmoil. Turmoil, divine domain of change and chaos. Born of darkness itself, it is often patron to warfare, but also progress. Domain Magic. Magic, divine domain of the mystical forces that bind all things. Patron of witchcraft and wisdom, often leads close to darkness. So I imagine the domains are going to have some effect on the story as we've got. And a divine domain of versatility. Okay, fair enough. Right. My father claims the right to be master of light and thus the sun, but it is we who ride the night skies in their infinity. The morning star rises far and faded. It is subtle and ever watchful of her enemies. The noon star hangs low and heavy, ready to rush into combat and devour its enemies. The evening star lights up the skies and readies for war. Zoroya, Zoroya, the auroras, all names given to us by the brave enough to follow. Zoroya and Zorza. I am the bright blade of the night and the shining gauntlet of the day. I hold the beast that would devour our world in my palm, and I laugh in the face of my enemies. Be bold, be brutal, be swift. Now, it's important to really get to know your god, or goddess, as the case may be, because I imagine if this is anything like the year 1, it is going to be important to kind of act along with the nature of your god. Acting against it can be difficult. Enemies of balance grow in strength once more. I will tear them apart and devour their entrails. Well, I mean, you know, if you got to do, let's not waste food, I guess. Okay. Right, now, we get to set up a bunch of things. This screen allows you to customize the traits of your deity. Each card represents 1 trait. You can mix and match the traits of characters and bonuses, the bonuses category. Each god has their own unique trait and specializes in different set of domains. You can only pick traits that match these particular domains. To assign a trait, drag it from the traits list and drop it into the matching slot. The total cost of traits is limited and depends on the difficulty setting. Right, okay, so based on our difficulty setting, we're playing on 100% difficulty at the moment, so we're just getting 7. No traits can be unlocked using God points. These are awarded when you end the game. Once unlocked, the trait becomes available for every game. Okay, traits are optional. You are free to start the game without them if you wish. So if you wanted to have a bit more of a challenge run, I guess we could do that. Let's strip everything away. There we go. And thank you so much to Brognatic maybe, for the cheer there. Thank you so much. Right, so Warcry, I think this is one we actually start with. That's very much a Zoraya one. Right, I want to sort by domain. Matching, no filter, unlocked. Only the unlocked. Thank you very much, Datoa, for the Twitch Prime sub there. It was very, very kind of you. Right, let's see. We can have some neutral. So we've got 4 neutral, and we've got 2 here. We've got add a character warrior to the group. Or add a character scavenger. I've only got 1 of these, so I have to do that. So we're going to have a scavenger in our party to begin with. Group size, we've just got 1 person. This is the number of characters you'll start the game with. Very well. So we'll now start with 2. We've got 2 God points available. Use these to unlock traits. Okay, well, we could have a quick look at that. Locked. Let's have a look. Characters over here and bonuses over here. Family weapon. You start with a family heirloom, a quality weapon. Flock of craftsmen. Each of your followers gets plus 2.5 crafting. Enemies give a 15% extra experience points. Wow, that's expensive to unlock. You get. Can I have a filter that'll tell me? No, it doesn't show me only ones that I can afford, unfortunately. We could unlock these. 40 basic supplies, 2 advanced equipments. Oh, no, there was one there. Seasoned followers. Start with 20 experience points divided equally between all members of the group. So I imagine if you started with a small group, this would be extremely potent because it would give you a lot more bang for buck, I would think. I might be wrong about that, though. Thank you very much, Killer Brew, for the Twitch Prime sub there. 2nd month. And Satish for their tier 3 sub. Oh my lord, 14 months in a row. Thank you so much indeed. That's very, very kind of you. Hello, Grimnir. How you doing, mate? Right, we are currently just having a look through all of the traits, seeing if there's anything in particular I can unlock. There's nothing I really want to jump on right now, so we're not going to worry about that one for the time being then. So we'll just look at unlocked. Crow's Hidden Gems. You start with 5 to 10 of a random gem and a crow pet, and Granny's Pantry. Begin with 10 to 15 of basic food and 1 piece of equipment. I mean, you know, they're not terrible things. We can't add these characters unless I can add them. Can I add them down there? No. They have to be neutral ones. Okay. So we can have children, a warrior craftsman. I would like an actual gatherer. So there we are. Another scoundrel if I particularly wanted to. I don't have to have that one if I don't want to, but I kind of feel like I should. These ones are free from the looks of it. They don't have a point cost associated with them, which is nice. I could add another warrior, and I think I might. And then we'll have the gems and the pantry. Well, actually, maybe an extra character. No, I think starting with 4 people might be fine. I imagine that wouldn't be too bad. Leafin, I really don't recommend starting with a small group for your first run. Okay, would you consider 4 versus 5 a small group? I could drop, for example, the Granny's Pantry, maybe. I'm fine with the difficulty being set to 100% at the moment. That should be fine. We'll see how this goes, but I'll wait on Leafin's experience there. Should we go with 4 or 5? I can add 1 more point card, but I've got... Well, no, I've spent all my points, I would say. Total trait cost. I've only got this many card slots, you see. Oh, it gives me 2 for children. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Begin with 2 additional... yes. Okay, so that will, in time, that's playing the long game. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. All right, I'm down with that. I think my scavenger is a human scavenger. Yep. Human gatherer, human warrior, another human warrior here. Are any of them non-human? No, none of them are non-human. So that's fine. Okay. Alright, I think we're good to go. Let's get into the game. Okay, we're not going to get into the game just yet. Gods Chosen. Here you can decide who will be the Gods Chosen. This character will be important to the questline. The Chosen can be of any class you start with, including any additional characters you may have selected with God traits. Don't forget to give them a name. That's fair. Okay, character name. Obviously. Yeah, I mean, duh. Now, we can have a scavenger, warrior, gatherer. I could have my Chosen be a child if I particularly wanted to. Let's have a look at a couple of the portraits. Now, somewhere buried in the game is my portrait. Well done if you managed to find it. I'm not going to give any tips. It is actually a portrait of me, though. So, I mean, the clothing, obviously, you know, that's a little bit different. But yes, the portrait is of me. So, yeah, if anyone manages to spot it, do tweet it at me. I don't believe it's in any of the starting characters. I might be wrong about that one, though. Got quite a few characters to play with. The scavengers. I love the scavengers. They look amazing. I think we're going to have our main character be a warrior. Okay. I do like the beard. I like the beard a lot there. Oh, that is a marvelous beard. Mustache, though, I'm not so sure about that mustache. That's a pretty respectable beard, to be fair. It's quite a respectable beard. And yes, I am picking the character based on the beard. I see nothing wrong with this. A little bit too battle-worn. We're gonna go someone who hasn't seen that many battles and hasn't had their hope crushed yet. Oddly enough, you look like you've seen a lot of battles, but still, kind of look on the bright side. So we're gonna go with you. There we go. No dapper hats yet. No, indeed. It's terrible. There we go. Right. If the Chosen dies, you have two options to revive them.
Hello there, Chosen. Welcome into the service of the gods. As I am a believer myself, I am happy to be the one to guide you.
Can't tell if different voice actor. I think so, though. Pretty sure it's a different voice actor. Cosmic Seed. Cosmic Seed is the fruit of the cosmic tree itself, a sacred material given to mortals by the gods to help rebuild Thea. Thank you very much, Kairobi, for the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much. Okay. You know what? We're not going to skip the story. Damn you to that. No, we're going to go through the whole thing. Ask who he is. Exactly.
Theodore's the name, but little old me is not relevant here. You are. I am here to tell you of some basic rules
Theodore.
and hand over any divine objects that may have been bestowed upon you. First and foremost, the cosmic seed.
Okay, no. First and foremost, take that guttering that you're talking through, put that down and talk to me normally. That would be fine. It's okay. Cosmic Seed.
Yes.
There we go.
Far from a land of prosperity. Darkness was defeated long ago, but it is not gone. It lurks in the corners and attacks at night. The Shattering tears the earth asunder, and a scorching light takes hold of folk without protection.
Oh no. Scorching light. How does it relate to the seed?
The seed, and others like it, is a gift of the divine. A piece of the cosmic tree itself. It can grant great boons, and it allows you to set up a village and provide divine protection there. But if you wish for the life of a traveler, or if
Well, of course I'm paying attention, Theodore. I wasn't opening the windows. How dare you?
Seed can be used to forge divine artifacts, or even bring back a comrade from the clutches of death.
Okay, very well. So one cannot build villages without a seed?
Indeed.
Oh no!
Catch on fast. Without the seed or different means that other factions may possess, a village attracts the cursed light and is taken by it within days. And if somehow that does not happen, terrors of darkness will drive your folk insane. This is how it has been in Thea for many centuries now. It is why we struggle still to survive just another day.
Theodore, we need to have a word about this whole thing. Someone has clearly broken your microphone. I blame these kinds of shenanigans on the Chaos Lords. Myself, we probably need to get someone from the Cult Mechanicus to fix that, but for now, just stop using the microphone. Ask if there's anything else you need to know.
I may pop up now and again to tell you things, but for now, you must take your first steps into this hostile land. Remember to check for resources on the map for gathering. Set up camp for craft and cooking, and check your inventory to make sure you are well equipped. Here, have some wood, so you may heal when camping. My advice is to explore, learn the ropes, and only then decide on a settlement.
Very well. Thank him for the advice and leave. We've got 12 wood, 11 fruit. No experience points, but 2 research points. Nice. Okay. Right. Now then, to move the group from one tile to another, left-click on the group and select it, press and roll the right mouse button. That's fine. Traveling uses up movement points, which we've got 4 of. You can also move the camera around. Oh, this world is vast. Look down here. You may notice that there are coloured swatches. Those are islands, by the way. Yep. We're going to have to sail to different islands to do stuff. Oh my lord, so much fun. There's going to be good times. Before you venture into the dangers of the air, take a look at the equipment and assign it to your characters. I will do. When you have finished your actions, end the turn. I will. Okay, so, active quest. Theodore's active quest. I could bring that up. I should have it in a journal. The Theopedia. That's fantastic, I like it. Logbook, there we go. So, Theodore's quest. Laid down some basic rules to survive in this world. We're just going to learn the ropes and wander around, basically. But as they said, let's go ahead and check out our equipment then. Equipment. Character equipment greatly influences how well they perform during a challenge and what skills they can use. You can assign any unused items to your people to improve their abilities. Drag and drop an item onto your character to do that. Be careful to not go over the character's carry limit. If they're over encumbered, they will suffer penalties. We have a crow. Notice everyone's got a pet area. This is amazing. The best companion for a witch. Right, so it increases rituals by 2 and also increases perception by 1. Can I lock that? There we go, right-clicking. Yeah, you make a crow out of bones and meat. I don't know what I was expecting, really, other than that. But you can improve them as well. Higher level crows will probably do different things. So increases the character's ritual attribute, provides bonus to the ritual's attribute, perception attribute. Now, you can have a look at all of these things. Perception down here, for example. Secondary physical attribute affects gathering, luck, and health. Whereas, I believe the other one was rituals over here. Knowledge about performing rituals. Modified by wisdom, mysticism, and destiny. Okay. Well, I don't think we're going to be giving that to... Well, I don't know. There is something nice about having Aavak with that. We've got a bunch of characters. We've got our scavenger there. They've got a boar pet. Amazing. A trained boar. We can summon the boar. That's actually an ability that we can use in combat. We can summon our boar pet to help out. And our children with an amber club. Wow. And yes, children can absolutely be involved in fighting. And this one's got an amber wand. Well done, you. Okay, well, first and foremost, we've got to pick who's going to have the crow. And I guess in lieu, until we've got a witch, sure, you can have it. Has the crow got a name? No. That makes me sad, but fine. Okay. Yes, the children do have equipment. And yes, we are going to be renaming characters. That's what's up next, actually. So, since quite a few people have already been talking, we're just going to go ahead and have Nightbot pick someone right away. Go ahead, Nightbot. Give us someone. Roll it. Who are we going to get? And it did. Hi, Kaiser. There we go. Welcome. Next up. Let me just double check. Why did that skip so many characters? Oh, I went the other way. No, I didn't. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Bolzay. Let's have a look at you. Roll it again. Takirosh. There you go. Next up, Vladik. Oh, it's reordering them based on their names. TGU Watcher. We're going to just call you Watcher. There you go. Next up. We've got Gnome Child. We'll just assume that's some sort of nickname. Gnome Child. Or maybe you know, maybe they were named Gnome Child by their parents. Got Strida. Will be Z-Wolf here. Down and blast. There we go. Oh, thank you so much for the cheer, Alice. That's incredibly kind of you. There we are. Oh, damn it. Keeps reordering them, so I have to remember who I've renamed. I think that's everyone, though. Yep, that's everyone in our current party. Okay, I'm going to try my best not to get any of you killed, but there are no promises. Now, a lot of your characters' abilities come from their weapons. So, for example, this one gives a physical challenge attack. It has no abilities in a mental or a spiritual challenge. The attack is a normal weapon attack. Each weapon type may have different targets, blah, blah, blah. It has a normal damage. It's times 1.1, so it's based on, I guess, some sort of strength. This is the amount of time it takes to swing the weapon. Or rather, the amount of time it's between actions, if you like. And this is the way that the targeting attack places the character on the battlefield in melee row. Subskill effect will activate in fight phase according to the fight order. So this is showing the pattern of attack that this weapon can take. And different weapons will have different sorts of abilities. The magic wand, for example, very different. It's a ranged weapon. So this one gets normal damage times 1.4. It is based on this particular on Destiny, as it's from what I can tell. Destiny is what's giving it its ability in a ranged, a mental challenge. Yeah, it's probably still Destiny that runs off that, but it's a ranged weapon, so it can be used from the back row. And there's all sorts of little things you can do. You've actually got a bone wand as well, so you haven't got a physical attack, but you've got a boar, and the boar can do a physical attack because the boar is awesome. You can summon the creature, but while you've got it, you've got an increased movement because I guess you're riding the boar. It's amazing. You're a boar rider. Here's a hammer. Does quite a lot of damage. An awful lot of damage based on strength. Right. And then a crossbow. Now this one has got... You can just select who to shoot with this. This doesn't follow like a random selection of a target. You can pick who to target based on this weapon, which is actually quite a nice one. And then my spear. Now my spear has a different sort of attack pattern. Targets one closest enemy. If the attacker stands in the melee row, the attack will splash onto another enemy standing behind the main target. Now from what I can understand, this means that we could attack from the rear, but we'd only attack the melee row in combat. But if we were on the melee row ourselves, our attack would bleed through and hit multiple people if they stood behind each other. And we've actually got two different attacks here. First Strike, which is a lot faster, but has... actually, no, First Strike, let's say this. Trigger on self-card play. Sub-skill effect. Oh, so when we play this card, it will immediately attack the person in front, if there is a person in front. And that's just automatic. But then after that, we've got the regular attack pattern. So, there you go. That's our equipment as it stands. What other stuff have we got? Got some iron, some wood, some food, some amber, some malachite. Alright, not bad, not bad. I like it. Group info. We can just turn off raw food. We can allow them to use cooked food, so on and so forth. This screen allows you to manage your group's food and fuel. You can restrict specific kinds or even decide to not allow any new food or fuel items they collect. Keep in mind that the more kinds of food your people can use, the better their morale. High morale provides better bonuses. It is also used to replenish mental hit points. Sanity. Morale bonuses panel shows you the morale of all characters in this group at a glance. So we have a look over here. We've got 4 different types of food that they're currently using, and we are allowing fuel to be used. Allow use of new fuel items. I'm going to turn that off. Allow use of new food items. I'm going to turn that off too. I will allow you to use raw food because we don't have an option to do anything else, but I could turn that off, or I could just turn it all on, so on and so forth. That's actually really, really useful. Right, morale bonuses. We've got 3 people who are gaining... In fact, I think we've got more... Yeah, we've got everyone currently who's got a morale of 10 to 19, which is meaning that we've got extra shielding. And that's shielding... Those colours show us that the shielding exists in all 3 types of combat. So spiritual, mental, which is yellow, spiritual is purple, and then physical, which is red. And much like the original Thea, if you get wounded in a physical fight, then you can die from that because it's an actual physical wound. But the other ones, they're a lot less nasty. Oh, that's the sound of... Oh, Sheila is going to Asda's for me because she's amazing. Absolutely wonderful. She's going to go and get me some supplies so I can stream all night and then work all through the morning and then go to a viewer house before I've had a sleep. Oh, it's going to be a long next couple of hours for me. So I need, like, energy drinks. Health regeneration, that would be quite nice. Shielding, plus 10% task efficiency is nice. Movement points, plus 10% damage across everything. Plus 10% hit points, that would be physical, mental, so sanity, and spiritual. Plus 1 regeneration across the board, because this one's only health regeneration. Another plus 10 task efficiency. Plus 1 to view range, and then finally, extra movement. That's actually pretty cool. Really super cool. You can die from too much yellow damage or purple damage as well. Yes, you can, but it's not as debilitating outside of it from what I understand, but you might be right, so I do hope that that is the case. Thank you very much for the advice there. In Thea 2, any stat that goes low means they can die. Oh, okay. No, thank you very much for that then. Right, so we are currently in... you do have seasons. We're currently in summer, I imagine. Autumn, winter, spring. This is the timer. Once this has gone all the way around, I think it goes to night. We have got one thing that we can research. God traits. The God traits you've chosen for this playthrough. We can just have a quick look at those if we wanted to. We can have a look at the logbook. The domination victory opens up the domination victory panel, where you can check which victory requirements you meet. Oh, okay. To achieve domination victory, you must meet 1 requirement in each of these categories. 3 categories. Conquered at least half of the faction settlements, or friendly with at least 5 factions. Have at least 20 followers, or have at least 7 different races amongst your followers. Have at least 6 buildings with a skill level 4, or have at least 6 characters on level 20. Now, I'm going to pay special attention to this because it is entirely possible to play this game without ever having a village. You could just have just a roving caravan of people just moving across the world, or multiple caravans of people just occasionally coming together for some sort of grand moot or something along those lines. You don't actually need a settlement, but until I'm much better at the game, we're probably going to be going for a settlement really early because it does help a lot. But there are other things that you can totally do. Right, let's have a look around. Let's check out our advancement. So, this screen allows you to spend any advancement points on new materials. These buttons to view the different categories. To unlock cost of each recipe is shown next to them. Materials in the equipment recipes unlock in random order each playthrough, but you can see the details before you spend your advancement points by clicking on a recipe. The materials in equipment recipes. Oh! So you need different materials to build different types of equipment. Oh, that's very interesting. Oh, that's really cool. I like it when games have that kind of randomized tech tree, or in this case, randomized recipe tree, because it gives a lot to replayability. An awful lot to replayability. Okay, some recipes require that you unlock all nodes that lead to them. For example, crystal wood recipe, which is a composite material, can only be obtained after unlocking both diamond and ancient wood materials. Okay, that makes sense. Advancement points are awarded each time you collect enough research points. RPs are given after completing events, building a school, or researching terrain and creature artifacts. Okay, so have a look around. This is a very large web of materials. I'm not sure if this is made out of these ones. It might be. But some things will be made from things. This is a wild resource. Items made from this kind of resource require much more work, have a significantly better value, and increased essence amounts. Now, I'll get into essence when we actually start crafting. It'll take a little bit to get your head around, perhaps. The risk of failing a craft using wild resources is significant, so make sure your craftsmen are experienced. This over here is improved. Items made from this kind of resource require more work, but are a bit lighter, faster, and a slightly higher value. Crafting from improved resources carries a small risk of failure, and the item being trash quality. And then these are just regular items. So some things are much, much harder to make stuff out of. For example, Shadowbone is a lot harder to make out of than Bloodbone, for reasons that I'm not entirely sure of yet. Okay, let's have a look around. I'd advise picking up a new food right away. Sweet meat is pretty limiting. I'd recommend traditional or veggie to start. Okay, thank you very much, Tampok. That's awesome. Thank you so much for the help there. So these are just the resources you can get. Over here, we've got equipment. So if we have a look in them, I think if you right-click, you should get, or maybe if I left-click, there we go. It gives us some more details. We'll just have a quick look at what we can make. So we've got swords over here, armors, axes, clubs, spears. As far as I'm aware, these pretty much follow the same things as before. You can have swords are a little bit more versatile. You can use shields with them, etc., etc. Axes tend to do a bit more damage. Allows you to craft 1 or 2-handed axes. They tend to be higher damage than swords, but swords themselves are more defensive. You can use them to parry. You can't really do that with an axe as much. Clubs deal area of effect damage. Spears do piercing damage and can attack from the ranged rope, but not you don't get the piercing kind of bleed over from that. You've got armors, allows you to craft robes, medium armors and heavy armors. You've got shields. You've got rings, allows you to craft jewelry, which provides passive bonuses. Ranged weapons allows you to craft bows, wands, and thrown spears that can deal ranged damage. Artifacts allows you to craft 1- and 2-handed artifacts. 2-handed artifacts, really? That's interesting. So you can make relics, medium speed, and medium damage, additional spells. Okay. That's very interesting. That specialize in spiritual and mental challenges, dealing area of effect damage. So you could equip people to be good fighters in a mental or spiritual challenge. That makes sense. Scrolls allow you to craft 1- and 2-handed scrolls that do not have basic attack skills. Okay, but they have spells that you can use. Right, now if we actually click on one, you'll see allows you to craft jewelry, which provides passive bonuses. So we've got different things. Jewelry would be made out of this primary material, this secondary material. Though I imagine you could also use these. Perhaps. They're different options. The other ring allows you to craft jewelry, which provides passive bonuses, so on and so forth. I guess would we unlock different types of rings in here? These are made with that's made with a cosmic seed. Well, that's definitely not something we can do for a long time. That definitely seems... If it's made with a cosmic seed, you can bet it's really important to the story in some way. Spears, polearms. Right, of course. So one is the basic one, the other one is the 2-handed, right? That makes sense. Still, that's the option for equipment. Let's have a look at food. So we've got a bunch of different foods here. Goblin recipes, sweet meats, meaty meals, vegetarian choices, traditional menu, and grandma's treats. How lovely. Made with berries. Berries and what looks like leeks. Yep, that does actually seem like a grandma recipe to me. All checks out. Over here we've got root vegetables, grains, mushrooms, and then loads of different stuff. So that's probably a good one to go for. Vegetarian choice, I mean, it cuts out meat, but you're still going to have lots of options there. Finally, buildings. Now, there's no point in us unlocking buildings until we've got a town, and we don't yet. For that, we'd need an idol. We'd need to build an idol in the town, and that probably requires this. Allows you to change the village's idol. Use better resources to get better results. Consult the idol crafting recipe. Oh, okay, that's actually kind of cool. Here's the idol. Sculpted figure dedicated to a deity builds your village. And then you've got different buildings we can make. So we've got the lumber mill, the wishing well, the herbalist hut, dwelling, school, forge, and warehouse. I'm going to go for food straight off. We're just going to straight up unlock that one. There we go. Now, you might be wondering, well, how am I going to craft anything if I don't have a village? Well, again, you can absolutely play this game without ever having a village, and that does require that you be able to have food. Let's toggle resources on. There are no resources available here? Really? Really? Wow, okay. Well, that's a bit nasty. Well, in which direction are we going to go? I guess now is when we actually start playing the game. Wow, we've spent a little while just going over everything, but there was a lot to cover. For anyone who has seen my original Thea playthrough on YouTube, hopefully that was helpful, because there's a lot of stuff that's different in this. But let's go ahead and move up. Ah, there we go. So we've got vegetables, we've got wood, we've got some iron over there. We've got no more movement points though. That's fine. We've got some meat down there as well. Perhaps if we move a little bit further in this direction, that'll be fine. We've got no movement, so we're just going to pass the turn and see what happens. So, as tradition has it, your god sent me to guide you for your first steps on this new and bewildering island. To get started, check what recipes you have near, or resources. Tell them you get it. Now, cook him some food, right? It will be done. No, we're not going to skip. Events. Other groups within... Oh, right. Now, this is an important one. I was about to skip this, but you've encountered an event. Most events occur randomly at the end of the turn or when moving around the map. If an event is triggered by a group located on land, other groups within 6-tile range join as well. Now, that is huge. It means you can absolutely have a group of people outside your village gathering, or several groups of people gathering different resources just a couple of tiles away from each other, knowing that if they get attacked by someone, the other groups that are nearby will be pulled into the challenge to back them up. Because that was such a pain in Thea 1. You really, really had to weigh your options and the risks involved in splitting your group in Thea 1, because you would so easily lose someone if you did that. But this one, not so much. And to each part of the story, you will see one or more possible responses. Some responses are only visible if the group meets a certain condition, i.e. contains a specific character type. If you see any of these symbols, it means that the particular response will lead to a fight. So read the responses carefully. Now when I was saying the fight could kill you, what I should have done there is specified that you still have the kind of challenges versus people or challenges versus ideas. As in Thea 1, you could maybe have to match wits against a witch. In which case, you're matching wits literally against that witch. And the outcome of that battle might be someone who's going to die. Or you might be engaging in a logic puzzle. In which case, you're still kind of in a mental challenge, but it's not really against someone specifically. It's against the concept of logic. So it's a little bit of a different game. I'm not sure if these can still end up with you losing actual, sanity or hit points and stuff like that. We'll have to find out as we go through, and I might have to for science it in a rather brutal display of callousness towards my people. But it will be for science, so it'll be okay. But Thea 2 has multiplayer. I noticed a lot of people in chat asking about multiplayer. Right, let's have a look. Now, we could have a look at the group, but we don't need to. I'm going to nod. If you have food and wood, they are always good to stock up on. You need both to heal when camped, and you need a variety of foods to better heal your mental wounds and keep morale high. Oh, and do you know what it means that you're chosen? No, go on. You are the followers of your deity, but your gods speak and act through the chosen. They have a special bond, so if you die, that's it. Your god loses power and game over. Now, ready for the task I have for you? Yes. Good. Finally, my first task for you. Cook or find me some more food, please. To do it, set up camp and choose a nice stone oven icon to cook. Later, you can also craft high tier, 4+ materials there, or the basket to gather food from the land. This is making me hungry, so hurry up. He disappears. You scallywag, you. Got some research points from that and some experience points. Okay, there are different types of resources in the world. There'll be vegetables, so on and so forth. Move your group near a tile with resources located no further than 1 hex away, and then camp and we'll be able to gather it, just as with Thea 1. So we're going to skip through that one. But if anyone wants me to slow down, I am kind of assuming that most people have a base knowledge of Thea, or at the very least have kind of played 4X games a little bit before. It's like not their first rodeo, so we don't need to meticulously read through everything. But if at any point I'm moving too fast or you want me to explain something in a bit more detail, be free to ask in chat and I will do my best. Also, there's lots of people in chat who know the game probably better than me who could answer the question as well. Right, so apparently I meant to click on a button next to the minimap. What button did you want me to click on? Leafin? I'm not certain. We've got this one, which is a hex. World counter. Oh, right. I'm zooming right in. Ah, okay. That's kind of cool. The one under the resource token. I can't. It does nothing for me. I fear. What is this to do, Leafin? I have no clue. Oh, the map zoom. No, that's fine then. Right, okay, so let's get in a little bit closer. Now, moving through here is probably going to take me, it's going to take me 2 because it's a bit of rough terrain. Let's wander a little bit further down here so we can get a bit of a better idea of the lands. But we're going to camp at this spot. So go ahead and set up camp. Now, gathering, this screen shows your people on the left and nearby resources on the right to assign your character to gathering. We can pop them in there, and it looks like you only have 2 people on each one. It may take more than 1 turn to complete a gather. That's fine. You can do everything here. We can generally see the area. This isn't a town, so we don't have any buildings or ships. We can have a look at the various items we've got. We've got gathering, we've got crafting. We can just straight up craft things here. We've got cooking, which is now different to crafting, though it does use the same skill. We've got research. We can just straight up have someone, just head down in the books, get the candles out, do some research. We've also got rituals. Lots of different things that we're going to be able to look into, but we'll cover those as we get time to. For now, let's get some vegetables. So that requires 90. Let's see. Have we got 245s? No, we don't. That's a bit of a shame, but okay. This will do. We'll have you working there, and I'll have you backed up by you. There we go. One of the children will help. So we'll get some vegetables each turn. There we are. Very, very nice indeed. And some more wood. Probably wouldn't go amiss, but we're going to hold off on that one. Let's just have a look at our cooking first, since I want to make sure that we've got some good crafters working on it. So a new task, please. Right, food. Materials favorites. So we can look through these. We've got traditional menu. You can just experiment in here. You can design things. We'll get to that at some point, but oh, so good. So we're going to use some vegetables, and we've got a lot of fruit. So sure, we'll make some Lexo. Lexo, veggies, meat, and tomato sauce, all fried together. There's no meat. That's a lie. Complete lie. How dare. We could start it, but we're not going to. Pop that in there. I'm going to say, yeah, just make an infinite amount of them. Until we can make no more. That'll require 50, so I'm going to pop you in there. But I'm also going to make another one, because I want to give us a little bit more varied items. So the next one will also have veggies up here. Actually, does everything count as veggies? Oh, mushrooms count as veggies. Interesting. All right. We're going to have veggies and we're going to have meat. So it'll be bigos. Is sauerkraut with mushrooms and meat, all stewed for hours to make a Slavian winter classic. I approve. Let's get that one going as well. Now, they'll finish these ones roughly the same speed. It'll take 2 turns each. It's fine. Perfectly happy for you guys to get to work on that. Aavak just made minestrone while we were talking about minestrone. That is amazing, Arik. That's fantastic. I approve of my accidental following chat. Right, we could do a little bit more collecting of wood. But let's have a look at the other things that we can make. What can we make? This screen lets you decide what you want to craft and what you want to craft it from. Pick a recipe from the list at the top. We can make the other ring. We can't. That's not happening. We can't actually make anything that we've got here, so we'll just go through this. Drag and drop materials from the inventory into the primary and secondary slots on the workbench. Materials provide essence. Now, this is the part that I wanted to cover, because it is different from Thea 1, which unlocks skills. You can choose any material that matches the recipe requirements. Only one material type in each row is needed. Some skills require a particular type of essence. The more essence your material provides, the more powerful the skill will be. Preview your item over on this side, shows the details of your item. You can add it to your favorites if you like it a lot. Press confirm, so on and so forth. Now, I can't really show this to you, but we'll try. Let's throw... I don't have 14 of anything, but if I were to pop that in there, this would give me 5 of gem essence, and I'd get the same sort of thing over here. We don't have the necessary things to do, but the way that this works is down here, we can see the skills. We can assign a skill to this item. So, gathering is much more efficient when you've got the right tools. This is a Malachite gathering tool. Now I can choose the skill that I want, but as you can see, the essence is adding up, and as it crosses certain boundaries, it will change the effect. You need to at least have crossed this first point to have the skill, as far as I'm aware. So I could have Scavenger's Aid. Provides a bonus to gathering and rituals attributes when equipped. Also increases group carry. So this would give us some to increase rituals. This would increase the gathering ability by, it would multiply by 1.16. And the group carry capacity would be multiplied by 1.27. So there we go. Aavak, just out of curiosity, click on the design and check the other ring with the highest resources. Okay, I'll check that out. But we could also have Forager's Aid. Provides a bonus to gathering attributes, so that's a much higher overall bonus to gathering. But we've almost got that up. Well, we're one shy from getting that up to its highest level. If we use this one, for example, over there as well, then we would. And so you can see that that's actually increased in potency as a result. So we've crossed that threshold there. And then you've got Gatherer's Age. 3, increased gathering. So that actually affects the skill. This affects the... it multiplies the skill. So this just gives flat skill. This multiplies the skill. So this would be better on someone who's already got a high skill. This would be better on someone who's got a low skill. This is just generally better. But okay, let's check out design. We want to check out the other ring and design. Design mode allows you to try any recipe you have researched and save it as a favorite for later use. Your inventory now shows all crafting materials present in the game, even those you do not have. Feel free to experiment. You can add the recipe to the list of crafting tasks by pressing confirm. Work on it. Can only be started if you have the required materials in your inventory. Okay, so apparently we're going to make it out of the best stuff. Has to be a cosmic seed at the bottom there, from what I can tell. There is nothing else. Sure. Okay, bomb. That gives us 13 neutral essence. We want some sort of metal. Metal composite, mithril. Is that the best metal that we've got? Oh, it might require a certain type of secret alloy. Secret alloy is, well, secret. This composite fits into stone and metal material categories very well. We've got, is there any other metals? Oh, really? Oh, alchemy skin. Another secret from the alchemists of the bygone era. Well, all right. Alchemy skin is a metal. Who would have thunk it? Igneous spike. Cooling and solidification of specific materials sometimes results in a beautiful crystalline substance like this one. I have no idea what would be the highest quality to use here, though. But we could have a look at mithril. I guess we could check out what highest essence amount. Stone essence, metal essence 1.9. It's actually pretty cool. Metal essence 2. 2.4. Sure, we'll have that one. We'll go for wild materials only. Then we need a bone material, I guess. How many items can fit this? Worm silk, I like. Bone essence, rune bone, perhaps, is what we want. We need bone essence, please, and thank you. That one counts as bone essence. Forgotten essence. Sure, we'll have that. Next, we want obsidian or pure stone. We need something with stone essence, basically, then. So let's have a look for stone essence. We've got stone essence 1.9s. 2 there. Pristine matte. Sure, we'll grab that one. Oh, actually, no. No, we'll go for pure stone in there. Have I not got all that correctly set up now? Oh, it's just one in each one. Right. I'm a dip. Super dip. Still, we'll go with runic bone. Let's see that. So 61 cosmic seed roots. Summon a demon. Okay. Increase main attributes. Increase max hit points. Shield self heavy. So yeah, pretty crazy item. But we're not going to be there for a very long time. So we're going to just cancel the designer. We'll generally just be crafting things that we know how to make. Right. I would like you to help me gathering some items. It's going to take us 3 turns to get 6 wood. But whilst we're waiting on that, I'm not sure how much... Do we even use wood for this? Oh, that's interesting. I don't think we do. Still, we've given everyone their orders, so we're just going to pass 3 turns so we get some extra wood for fuel. So 1. There we go. 10 veggies. 2. We've made some Bigos, some Lexo, more veggies. And there we go. 2 and 5. So we're good ways towards day.